product is KITABOO for textbook publishers. Okay, and we are here to understand why top publishers are rethinking about the ebook production. In this session, we are going to understand what was the reason behind that. So we are calling it ebook is a fifth continent. The reason behind we calling it fifth continent is because the ebook reader who is consuming the digital content is day by day increasing. It is not a small number. It is a 1 billion user as of in 2025 is using the ebook. That's the reason we call it is a fifth continent. And here you can see the index says that in 2025 it is 1 billion, but in next 5 years it's going to be 1.2 billion. So it is increasing, right? That's the reason we are calling it the fifth generation. And obviously, what are the main reason behind this is basically why it is increasing, right? We need to understand this. So these are the four main reasons why it is increasing day by day. The very first reason is that the consumer behavior. Okay, now we are seeing the consumer is needed a digital product more and more. Correct. The second reason for this is basically you can see the increase in the tablet and the smartphone in the market, right? The student or the end user, right, is using more tablet and the phone. The third reason is obviously is basically what we call internet connectivity availability, right? Now you can see in the remote area also the internet connectivity day by day increasing. So that's also add up to the ebook consumption. And the fourth one is, everybody know that during the COVID, the ebook production has a positive impact because like a COVID kind of a situation or like a war like a situation where the going to school is not possible. So ebook play a very critical role where student and the teacher can access the content from the home, right? That's the reason. And ebook is just like our superheroes, right? Which try to save the world, like Mr. Means Captain America or Hulk kind of a thing, right? This is how the ebook is doing that. Now we understand that the user consumption is growing. But did that revenue also growing? So we will understand in this particular slide. So you can see currently in 2025, our ebook revenue is around 26 billion US dollar, right? And in next 10 years, you are seeing that it is going to be 46 billion. Obviously, the number is very positive. One side you are seeing the user growth is growing, the other side the revenue also growing. So both are positive about the ebook. So now we understand the market, we understand the user consumption. Now let's understand what is digital content. The digital content is divided into the four major categories. It can be an audiobook, it can be a video book, it can be a course, and the fourth that is very critical, that is called ebook, right? And ebook further divided into the two major categories. One is fixed layout EPUB, the other one is reflowable EPUB. And then these two also get further divided. It can be interactive EPUB, it can be a read aloud ebook, right? So these are the things we need to understand as a publisher. So when you decide you're rethinking about the production, you need to keep in mind which option you need to go as per your audience. So basically this is a small video. So when I'm flying right from India to Germany, I recorded this video basically to just show you that what is the major difference between fixed ebook and the reflowable ebook. Right now, what you see on the screen, it is a standard PDF, right? Every publisher has. I choose this. This is how when you convert it into the ebook, that is fixed ebook, this is how it will look. It will look similar like the PDF, exactly the replica of this. Here is the option you can zoom in the page, zoom out the page, right? User cannot increase the font size or decrease the font size. You can see that there is a zoom in the page and zoom out the page. This is the fixed layout version. But I will show you a reflowable as well. So this same book is a reflowable format. This is how the reflowable version is looking, okay? Where as per the screen resolution, if it is a mobile or if it is a tablet, it will accept as per the resolution of the year. And also Being a reflowable EPUB, you have an option to increase the font size, decrease the font size. You can change the font to dyslexia as well, right? So these are the options available for the fixed and reflowable, just to understand them. Now, basically, you can see, like everybody knows that, right? European Accessibility Law Act is already kickstart, right? It is mandatory in the European region, that is 27 countries. And when we do the research, right, we find out around 5% of the ebooks is only accessible. Accessibility means truly accessible. It has multiple laws like WCAG 1.0, 2.0, 2.1, 2.2. That is the latest one. And 3.0 is in the draft state. It is going to become in the next 3 months kind of a time frame. But you see, right, the reason is 95% of the ebook publisher need to rework on it. They need to make it sure their content is accessible so that it will come in the European region kind of a country. Now we will understand what is the 4 major regions, right? What is the global impact if we not do that kind of a thing? The one is very critical is supply chain. If you are the supplier, right, you want to sell your book to the European region or any of the country where the accessibility is very mandatory. You can't sell it without the accessibility guidelines passed. So that is one reason. And obviously, as a publisher, if you don't have the content which is accessible, the backlist and the front list, so it will the recost for you, the cost will increase. These are the main 2 reasons which we see. Now here we will understand what is market access and competitive risk. So you can see that the accessible content in very soon in European region, you will see it will going to be blocked if your content is not accessible. So that is the primary reason. And obviously, like Europe just set the standard right now, like European Accessibility Act. But like Canada, US, Australia is also planning to implement the same law in their country as well. They want equitable access to everybody, not just one person. So that's the reason they are going to become to that also. And as a publisher, right, when your content is obviously if it is not accessible, right, so it is going to be very painful for the publisher because it's going to damage their reputation. If any of the school or the libraries say that your content is not accessible, it will spread the news like a fire, right? Saying that so and so publisher content is not accessible. So it will the damage will be their reputation will be damaged. So they need to think on that line as well. And this is the 4th reason, basically lost market opportunities. So you can see the numbers, right? 1.3 billion people are dealing with the accessibility, basically with the disabilities, right? So it can be partial disability, it can be fully disabled. This market is underserved. So if the content is accessible, then we can target this target audience as well. The content can reach to everybody. It means it will add 1.3 billion user to the ebook production as well. And obviously last is the school and the institutes, right? Everybody wanted the publisher content to be accessible. They don't want the inaccessible content to be provided to their school or to their end users. Now, when we say accessibility, we understand now every publisher has the ebook or the reader, but we need to understand what is the percentage divide, right? Because you are using iBooks or the Kindle. The Kindle will say I am accessibility compliant. The iBooks will say I will accessibility compliant. But does your content have the accessibility guidelines? So that you need to check because every major reader is accessibility compliance, right? But your content need to play a very critical role. What font you are using, what background you have, whether it is having a reflowable or the fixed version, whether it is adapting the different resolutions devices, it is available on the desktop, tablet, mobile or not. Right? These are the critical things when you call it your content is accessible. So what end user is expecting from the publisher? They wanted something the content should be available across all the formats. They don't want care about just a desktop or the mobile or the tablet. They want their content to be available in all the format. If they want to listen as an audiobook, that should be available. Right. The second one is this PDF pin to Zoom problem. So I experienced this as an end user because when I'm flying, I'm just trying to experience that how the end user is dealing currently with the PDF. So I did some analysis and I created one video that is a 30-second video. And obviously, what end user is needed flexibilities. They don't want just one way of learning the content. So basically, I'm a user. I just open any random PDF reader to read the book, right? And when I read it, when I try to read the book, actually, I need to zoom the page. When I zoom it, I understand I need to go to the left and right to read the book. Right? This is the pain of an end user is currently having. Then the technology advanced, there is the option to liquid drag, right? So when I do the liquid also, you can see one image is missing that liquid process. The AI is not done the job properly. As a user, I am losing some important information from my page. As a publisher also, you are saying your content is not giving the proper knowledge about the topic. So you cannot rely on 100% on the AI. So this is the problem I'm experiencing, I'm telling to the audiences to you, right? So you need something which is reliable, where publisher can trust on it. And again, this is just a refreshment again to understand how the content will, if you're going with the reflowable, your content is much more secure, much more future ready, and it is much more accessibility guidelines compliant. It can adapt the screen, it will look how it is looking in the desktop, tablet, and the mobile phone. So you don't need to worry about your futures. This is what the future is going to be. And nowadays, in the previously there is a reflowable cannot be interactive, but now due to the technology advancement, you can make your EPUB reflowable EPUB as well interactive. You can add quizzes, you can add video, audio, everything is possible right now. Now come to the main problem. Publisher understand that why they need to rethink. They decided they will go and do the reflowable. But now that the challenge, they want to go to the market and they have only few weeks how to solve that problem. So let's understand this problem as well. So these are the basically the key pain point for any of the publisher. Okay. The first major problem is manual process conversion from PDF, from InDesign to any of the format. It can be EPUB, it can be XML. It is a time-consuming process. The second one, if it is a math content, the math formula, again, it is a complex and it is a time-consuming problem, again, for the math consumers. The third problem is that when you do the manual conversion, right, the consistency across the title you will not find. You will see the inconsistency in your different titles. These are the challenges. And obviously the accessibility, this is the very critical. In the manual way, when your team is reviewing the package, right, you will find out so many issues. And after some days, you will suddenly see your team is focusing only on the major or critical bugs. They are ignoring the medium range of bugs. So you will going to start ignoring the fact, right? And obviously that is not available for preview because that is a manual process. And the last one is alt text will not be there, reading order will not be there. Now to solve that, what publisher is need? They need something like AI assisted tool which can solve the problem, okay? They need a tool which can do the scale job, not just one page, one title, thousands of titles can be produced in a week time. How that is going to be possible? And obviously, if any of the tool is slower, it is a cost effective, it will not a cost effective solution for the publisher as well. So that's why what we suggested, right? Yeah, one more slide is here. So, and after that, when you decided tool, whether that tool will solve the problem like European accessibility law or any of the accessibility law, whether that tool will solve, that is the one thing. How the market can be captured, right? Because it is not just Europe, it is going to be globally. And the third one is consistency. So these are the problem also the tool need to resolve. That's what we suggested here. Your content, the fluid is the future, reflowable is the future. You want basically your content should be like a water. If you put it on the water bottle, it will take the shape of a water bottle. If you put it on the glass, it will take the shape of a glass. So similarly, your content should be accessible and need to be available in all the different devices. Right? And obviously, when you have a fluid content, you can enjoy. This is very interesting slide because we deal with one of our existing customer who is having the same set of problem. So we created one case studies, right? So he is having 8,000 backlist title, and his 65% of his title is failing the accessibility guidelines. Plus, he has one more challenge. He wanted his content to be available in 3 different languages, like English, Spanish, German, right? So that's the reason. So what he done before reaching to us, he done a traditional way of solution. He outsources InDesign PDF to the vendor for the conversion. The second thing is done, the separate accessibility test. When the vendor deliver the package, yeah, his team need to do the accessibility testing. The third point is when he done the testing is done, the version control and the feedback is done in the Google Sheet, some other tool. So it is doing the job half-baked. And what result we are seeing for the traditional way is fragmented pipeline, higher retail. Obviously, the cost will be higher per title because it is involving multiple steps. You need to do the testing, you need to do the translation. Everything need to be taken care. And obviously the styling, because it is a manual process, the styling is not correct. One title you will see a different style, the other will see another style. So that is again add a brand reputation for the publisher. It is giving a negative impact. What we are saying, right? The Fluid 360, it is a simple platform for publisher to create from editor screen to the authoring skill, and it has a version control and obviously the collaboration. So these are the options we have. Also, we are providing a tool where text can be the image all text can be auto generated by the AI. But as a human being, you can review and you can edit, you can delete anything. You have that option. The third point is obviously the correcting of a reading order and the tagging of the content. So you, as an editor, you come to know that which reading order your content is flowing and what is the tag you're seeing that. And final output, this is 100% reflowable plus accessibility WCAG 2.2 AA compliant output, you will get it. And what value it will have? It will reduce 60% of your manual production. So these are the key benefits which you can see here. When we are building this KITABOO Fluid 360, right, our aim is not to replace your editorial team. Our aim is to do the boring tasks faster so your editorial team can take a credit. So these are our main goal. It is not going to be replace your editorial team. And going to the next slide, it is just 2 minutes short video to understand the product.
Looking for a tool to create visually rich and accessible digital content with ease? Meet KITABOO Fluid 360, your all-in-one content creation and accessibility platform. Let's take a look. Here's an example of how beautiful and accessible your content can look with KITABOO Fluid 360. Fluid 360 supports tables and inline video, making your content richer and more interactive. Add interactive components such as quizzes, sliders, and clickable elements to enhance learner engagement. Here's how this same content beautifully adapts to different devices like iPads and iPhones. Start by uploading your existing PDF, Word document, or EPUB, or create from scratch. Simply upload your file and fill in basic metadata. Once imported, use the Fluid editor to define reading order and apply accessibility tags page by page with instant preview. Update accessibility tags for each content element with ease using our intuitive editor. Move to the inline authoring environment to fine-tune your content with rich editing features. Your table of contents is auto-generated based on heading tags. No manual effort required. Our built-in WCAG checker gives you a comprehensive report and clear instructions to fix accessibility issues. Apply from a range of predefined styles or create your own with custom HTML and CSS, complete with live preview. KITABOO Fluid 360 supports out-of-the-box collaboration and workflow features. Share content with your editorial team for real-time reviews and edits. Reviewers can comment on specific sections. Finally, publish your content in multiple formats, including EPUB, JSON, XML, and more. KITABOO has processed 1.4 billion pages for clients worldwide. We understand publishing. That's why educational publishers around the world trust KITABOO to scale, create, collaborate, comply.
And yeah, so if anybody has interest, if you have any question, if you need any more detail about this particular topic or about the product, you can visit to our booth that is on ground 4, that is hall number 04, and the booth number is D77. Thank you. Thanks everyone. Thanks for attending this session.